Let me tell you something that hit me recently, okay? The world that we live in today, it's literally designed to profit off of your laziness. Like every single app, every new piece of tech, every so-called life hack, it's all engineered to pull you down the path of least resistance. And the craziest part is you don't even notice that it's even happening. Here's the framework that I want you to think about. The path of least resistance in physics, in nature, anything like that, it basically just says that energy always follows the easiest route. Water flows downhill, right? Gravity. Electricity takes the shortest path. Animals conserve energy whenever possible. Hibernation, shit like that, right? It makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, survival is all about efficiency. But here's the problem. When you apply that same exact principle to human behavior, it starts to ruin you because of the modern day. Because your brain, it's wired to chase that path of least resistance. It wants comfort. It wants the quick fix. It wants to avoid effort, that quick, spike, that hit of dopamine. And guess what? The modern world has figured this shit out. It figured out that if it can sell you easier, then it can sell you everything. Right? Think about it. If you got an assignment due, instead of sitting down for 40 minutes and actually watching the lecture, you're scrolling on Reels and an ad pops up, right? Actually, this is the ad that I saw that got me thinking about this. The ad would tell you something like, hell no, don't waste your time watching a 40-minute lecture. Just use this AI tool to summarize in 5 minutes or some bullshit. You've seen that shit, like Turbo AI, these new AIs that pop up that basically just synthesize lectures, lessons, online shit like that, videos. What's happening is that the world is monetizing your weakness. It's profiting off of your tendency toward the path of least resistance. And again, here's where it gets dangerous. Every time you choose the easy way, you're training yourself. You are literally rewiring your brain to become weaker, less resilient, less capable of effort, thinking. I mean, you start spiraling where avoiding effort just makes effort feel harder, which in turn makes you avoid it more, and the cycle repeats. Now listen, entire industries are built on this. Fast food, social media, streaming platforms, even AI now. I mean, all of them are selling you shortcuts. They frame effort as the enemy, but the truth that no one talks about is that effort is the fucking point. Effort is the point of, honestly, just life, right? I mean, think about it. When's the last time you actually felt proud of yourself after doing something easy, taking the easy way out? You don't feel pride. You might have felt a bit of relief, that you didn't have to do the hard task. But the pride, the growth, the discipline, it all comes from doing what's not easy, from resisting that path of least resistance. Let me give you an example. Back in the day, if you ever wanted to learn something, you had to sit down, read the book, take notes, maybe even go to the fucking library or something in person. A lot of friction. Honestly, it's kind of painful, right? In our eyes today, that would seem like fucking torture. But because of that, people developed focus. They built endurance. They were smart. They were literally smarter back then, dude. People today are dumber. I sort of fuck, bro. Gen Z, Gen A, we are going to be dumber than our ancestors. I'm calling it now. But now AI can give you a 3-paragraph summary and you think that you've learned something, but what did you actually build though? You didn't really build anything. You didn't create something new. You didn't learn, you didn't grow, nothing. No focus, no patience or skill, just another cheap dopamine hit. And this is why novelty and convenience can actually destroy productivity, because your brain loves novelty just because it's exciting. It's fresh, but every time you chase novelty, you're sacrificing consistency. And consistency is where the real results come from. Consistency is key. Routine, not novelty, is what actually makes you strong and what actually builds your character and substance. But the bigger picture here is that the path of least resistance isn't just some random, little quirk of the brain, a random little tidbit that I can just give you. It is a universal fucking natural law, honestly, the way that I see it. Everything in existence follows it. Here's where things get interesting, because when you resist the path of least resistance, when you deliberately choose discomfort, when you choose effort over ease, well, you're flipping everything sideways. Instead of being monetized by the world, you are now monetizing your own discipline. You build leverage. You become the type of person who can do what others can't, who's willing to do what others can't. And that is where freedom comes from. I think the more you outsource the shortcuts, the more you're giving away control of your own brain. You're basically letting companies hijack your natural wiring purely for profit. But when you reclaim effort, when you say, no, I'm going to watch this full 40-minute lecture. I'm going to sit down and do the hard work without AI holding my hand. Well, you're reclaiming your own autonomy and your own natural automatic skill. Now, again, I'm not saying that technology and AI is evil. I'm not saying you should never use AI or never order food or takeout. The point isn't to run away from modern life. The point is to recognize the trap that modern life has set up for us, to be conscious of whether you're slipping into that path of least resistance, and just to ask yourself, am I choosing this because it's truly better or because it's easier? That one question can change, honestly, everything. Because the path of least resistance feels good in the moments, of course. It's instant gratification. But the path of most resistance, or highest resistance, I don't know what I would call it, feels good for the lifetime. It feels good in the long run, right? This is purely just instant versus delayed gratification, just reframed so that you can understand it better. You can trade short-term comfort for long-term regret, or short-term effort for long-term freedom. And that's it. So, next time you see an ad telling you to not waste your time, just let AI do it all for you, recognize what is happening. They're not saving you time or anything. They're stealing your growth and making money from it. And the only way out is to stop selling your discipline and start owning it yourself.